H&W China versus Korea Masters. A new tournament here for you guys on Twitch and also for the guys who watch the recording on YouTube. It is an unbelievable $44,500 prize pool tournament. 16 players, 8 from China, 8 from Korea. We're stepping into Group A. It's all round robin. And here are your players for match number 1. The Rogue Warriors send in Infi, one of the best humans this game has ever seen, and one of the best players in the WGL qualifiers this season so far. From China, of course, he is playing the human race. He is not playing Night Elf, and that is already interesting because for such a long time, he abandoned his main race in favor of the Night Elves. Not today, though. Soin, coming from Korea, is playing for LF alongside WFZ. He is of course playing the Orc race. We have seen him recently in the MTW Legendary qualifiers where he made it to one final, just defeated by Chimiko. Well, that was a very interesting style in that game with the Shaman Wyvern. And if they play this here again, we are in for a treat. Best of 3. Round robin in the group stages, so every win is super important. There is a fallback net, but the group is tough as Lynn and Colorful are the other players. We have a Blade Master, but I hear Remo gasping because it's a Blood Mage.
Echo Isles, Blood Mage first, boys. It's always a pleasure to see this hero. We actually talked about it just yesterday in Contempt's game. How it's cool to have some heroes in the meta, which are certainly a rarity, but they have their little niche in the meta game. And the Blood Mage is one of those heroes, and can make for absolutely spectacular games. I still hope desperately, dearly to one day again see a Phoenix, one of the coolest ultimates in the game. But okay, I'm getting sidetracked here a little bit by the Blood Mage. I think it's worth to get a little bit deeper into the race choice here. For the last 6 months, that's a long time, that's half a year, Infi and TH, pretty much both, all the time, we're switching races in the matchup against Orc and Undead, from Human to Night Elf. Now back to Human. Is this the time where they go back to their original race? Or is this just one standout occasion?
Well, Soin is not the most threatening Orc player in the scene, so maybe he just wants to have fun, or it's already preparing for what's to come with patch 1.301 when Human gets a little buffed. And this item for Infi already is amazing because the Blood Mage has super high attack speed, and having a Claw +9 with high attack speed is of course a big bonus. Easy creeping here with a little banish, gets the Shadow Priest as well. With the farm he gets Mercenary Camp Control, or is it in range? I'm not even sure, I don't think so.
I can understand what you mean, like some players will go for a few cheesy strats, not necessarily, but you know, go for a few meme strats, I guess you could say, against players they may feel superior to. Lawliot is guilty of this, 120 is guilty of this, and many other players as well actually. But this tournament, as we mentioned already, the prize pool is insane. I would assume everyone is trying their best here. By the way, banish, surround attempt against the grunt, and that one is blocked in. Can the Blade Master break him free? He will.
I want to break free, and he does with the Windwalk. Of course, in Windwalk you can't banish the Blade Master if there's no dust. So no early kill for Infi. Blood Mage is down to 50%. He lost 0 footmen, so that's nice. But the Berserker goes to Soin, and that's a nice damage boost. He basically steals this away. He doesn't need that Berserker this early on. Oh, but the Blood Mage is in trouble. Here comes the backstab. Speed Scroll still in. Banishes himself for now. But for how much longer? Speed Scroll still running. Grunt is coming in for the block. Blade Master. Oh, another banish. Nice micro by Infi. But will this save him?
TP?
Whoa, no. The block by Infi, but the Berserker. Such a nice purchase to get this Berserker, to have that one unit that can attack from range. And that one unit gets the shot in and kills the Blood Mage.
Well, that's not a good start. This is supposed to be a fast expansion, and that now delays everything by so much. Someone is leveled as tier 2 already. Close to level 2 as well, by the way. If he just goes for Wind Riders now, is it not impossible to set up towers in time?
I think so too. It's not even crept yet. Blade Master is still with 4 heal cells. That's 1,600 HP that he can heal up. Another Shadow Priest for Infi here for a little bit of healing. But yeah, he needs to creep this as fast as possible, but he also needs the experience on the Blood Mage. This is such a tough task for the Iceman now.
Did you see it very closely after the camp was done, the Merc camp? Had the Blood Mage taken damage from this? Was he injured? Or did the Blade Master just by himself
He was
cut
at
him down
50% already.
That's a big mistake, right? You really aren't supposed to take that much damage on the Blood Mage. If your footies drop low, that's okay, but not really the Blood Mage.
Well, Soin definitely capitalized from that mistake. Now the creeping continues, but Blade Master can do so much damage here. Shadow Priest falls immediately. How many Footmen and Militia will die? We can banish him now. Siphon mana first. He goes into Windwalk. So far with basically 0 mistakes. Whew, that was such an important last hit for Infi to get that level 3 on the blade. Second claw for him. Blood Mage turns out to be a decent damage dealer by now, but Soin is getting the kills with 2 Footmen down.
The Blade Master control, also exceptional. Gets 2 footies right there with the Windwalk and goes into Windwalk again perfectly in time when the Siphon is coming in because the surround could be dangerous. But now with the Shadowhunter coming in, there's also more danger for Infi. Right clicks on the Town Hall, there's easy enough damage. He's going for the Hex here to prevent the next banishes coming in and the Speed Stroll to get out. Again, this once more was so expensive. This expansion is a heavy investment. Hopefully he can make it pay off.
He's still tier 1, of course. The expo is still not up. Soin's base. We do not see Wyvern and Shaman. We do not see Mass Wyvern. It's just Raiders and Walkers with Pillage early. So, rather a counter expansion, right? Than any sort of aggression soon?
And he can play that as well. He already delayed the expansion attempt of Infi here by so much that he should have the time for this. But the mass footies, Infi and TH both, always the masters at utilizing them, are actually posing a decent threat. And the Grunt is dying to the creeps with the Ensnare. Took a lot of damage there and a few more axes thrown from the trappers. Find that kill. Which is only the first and only Grunt lost not in this game, right? I think it is. So certainly more losses on the side of the human, but that still stings a little. Walker's coming in now though, along with Raiders and Ensnare soon. And with Spirit Link now, this Orc army is very powerful.
I'm not the biggest fan of Soin's decision here to not go all in and to not go for a Wyvern push. Because if you give Infi time and let him go to the later stages of the game, he is just that damn good in holding on to bigger threats. And once he survives that, he's just overwhelming you. I think you should kill him as soon as possible. This is where the Infi meme kind of stems from. 2 more kills here, by the way, for Soin.
I'm actually a big fan of the 2 base versus 2 base. Because I want this game to go late. And I want to see level 6 Blood Mage.
Well, I mean, that's your personal prio, but...
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Is that... is that the biggest win chance for Soin, though?
I know what you mean. Allowing Infi into the late game is always dangerous, but so is an all-in attack. If you go for the Mass Wyvern, play the double Bestiary, and somehow there is 2 guard towers suddenly in each base, then that fails, you know, so both come at a risk, whereas this does not put Soin so much into a all-in position if he was to counter-expand. But he's not doing that, he's just staying on 1 base, and pushing now with his Walkers and Raiders. And low-level heroes, I feel like if you want to be this aggressive and look for more and more pickoffs, fighting 1 base versus 2 at the very least, you need to have outstanding hero levels, and Someone's far away from that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the minimap basically the entire time to see if there's a peon moving down. I think now it is. But that's so late. He didn't creep very much. He didn't accomplish very much since the initial attack. Like, since Infi started to get this town hall up, nothing really bad happened to him except for some footman losses, but he made up for that with mercenary purchases. So I think Infi is doing fine now. On the way to tier 2, 2/3, 3/4 done. And the Blood Mage is getting better and better as well.
But he's still far away from a scary timing, as everything was delayed so much for him. So yeah, tier 2 still taking around half a minute. And then, what does he go for? What's the second hero choice especially? Or is it solo Blood Mage? We have seen that in the past as well. If he does not go AM, You can't really play casters, can you?
I'm sorry, I was just distracted by an email here. What?
No, it's okay.
Sorry. Oh God, it's so
Counter expansion
disrespectful.
is coming in. And was perhaps Scout, I'm not quite sure, perhaps the footy didn't make it though. So, can this be cancelled? With a staff of teleportation, with some water elemental harassment, with AM, the cancellations of the Orc expansion will oftentimes come easy to the humans. But this is a Blood Mage, there's no staff of teleportation, this is utter map control for Soin. Whenever anything steps out, any unit, that one's gonna die for Infi. So this is still a scary game, and the Blood Mage now finding himself in Ensnare focused, trying to get out of there with the Banish. But Disenchant could be used, why is he not using it?
Saving the mana. Does he have the upgrade? Yes, he does. We have 2 heal scrolls on Soin's side in combination with the Spirit Link. That is so much sustain, but we have towers up here going for the Blood Mage once again. As long as he's hexed, of course, can't use Banish. And Snare again. There comes Banish to save him once more. Needs some healing during that Banish time. So he's trying to break this Town Hall now with 3 Raiders. Not too many grunts. Pillage is, of course, working. Oh, the Devourer doesn't work really. Needs to heal away from the Blade. There's no potion or the first heal scroll. Uses that one. Banish on the Kodo Beast has still not eaten anything. Mass repair, but also mass ensnare. Is this Soin's time to break this now? Archmage comes in with Blizzard, making it harder as there's more damage, but I think he is chewing through and kills the Town Hall.
Oh, wow. I thought this was mostly a distraction attack, you know? Doesn't really do much, but buys time for the expansion. But in the end, he actually gets the Town Hall. That 99% of the time will be the knockout blow. But this is Infi, guys. This man can come back from any situation.
Yeah.
And he has to power build the Town Hall in upkeep now. Oh, man, that feels so bad. That is not what you want at all.
That is really expensive. So, Archmage with Blizzard. Okay, I like that. But we do have 3 Raiders and Hex to cancel this. So in now, with the expansion up, it's going to be up to 70 supply in no time. And more Raiders. And more Disable. I don't know if this Blizzard is going to do too much.
Yeah, I don't really think so. Not just yet. Level 1 Blizzard in the first place isn't the greatest. And the AM's mana pool oftentimes can't really sustain it too well. I would almost love to see Infi win at this point though. Just to marvel at how he does it. This is a horrible, horrible position for the team.
But you know, if you are a tier 2 or tier 3 player and you are in such a good position against one of the greatest of all time, sometimes the nerves come into play as well. You're so close to a big victory and then you start to make mistakes because you're so close to that victory. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Is there a nice little term for it that slips my mind right now? You are usually the master of this.
Not one I'm aware of, but yeah, that's something that like rookie players and something and players of that caliber oftentimes talk about. Like, I was playing my normal game and so on, you know, everything was going normally, but suddenly I got the lead and then I got to thinking, oh man, I'm gonna beat this guy, and all of a sudden you stop thinking about the game and start thinking about what comes after.
Yeah.
But that is of course the fatal flaw. You have to go with the flow and take it one step at a time and stay with your head in the game. But Soin, man, his army is looking scary now. 66 supply, moving forward, double level 3 heroes. Now he has those good hero levels.
And
he could
again,
just go for this tunnel again.
Again, the shop control. It's a big investment, 500 gold into heal scrolls again. But that saved his ass already during the first attack. He's going for the Blood Mage once again. 2 hexes, but not following through with this. Archmage far in the back. So it's not that easy to disable that Blizzard. 1 Raider is right next to him, but I think there's cooldown on the end snare. Militia being called, and so far, Infi prevails. At least
Siphon
hopes.
once again, proving to be pretty strong. Shadowhunter out of mana pretty much already. So, Infi staying back there in the fortified position. But of course, reinforcements within snares will super easily be getting picked off.
I really like what Soin is doing here. He sees, okay, this expansion, there's not really a good position for me. There's towers here. The Archmage is super safe. So what about the base? I do have pillage. If I do damage to some structures, I do get gold. So it doesn't matter if I kill the buildings here. If I attack them, I do get an advantage. And that's exactly what he does. Only an Arcane Tower here. The Raiders don't care. And this fighting position is a lot better for him than the one before at the expansion.
So once again, eyeing up the hero kill, but there's plenty of banishes to use, and to make doubly sure we see the TP coming in towards the main, as it seems. Hiding behind the keep. Infi's doing a good job, you know, playing this defensively, trying not to die for the last 10 minutes or so. But it's so hard to fight with this army. You have to micro like crazy, the siphons, the banishes, the kiting, and there's like basically no damage in this army. If there was a level 3 AM, that would make a difference, but guess what? The expansion is getting killed again. Can't ensnare with the peasants as they're ensnared.
So fast. The Raiders with 2-0 upgrades and the Kodo aura. Destroying the second base in peace, and it was such a hard decision for Infi to make where to TP, because the position where he's not TPing is falling. Like, no chance to save that one. You can't TP twice, it's way too expensive. Archmage saved. Another end snare, but the Blade Master has no mana anymore, can't chase further. Still the level 1 Blizzard, he'll scroll against that. We have no mana on the Orc heroes. Is this Infi's chance here now? With 20 supply less even, he's fighting the Orc back again. Almost getting 2 kills here.
Dude, the next power build is coming in. This is the 4th time. The first one got cancelled, the second one got killed, and the third one got killed, and now we have the 4th one coming up. So many resources went into this goddamn expansion.
Tier 3
yes,
by
he got a lot of gold out of it, but...
Yeah. Tier 3 by Soin, by the way.
Yep. Tier 3 and a Torn Totem. Is it time, Neo? We have the 5 supply ready. I haven't seen them in forever. My boys, the Torrents. Come on, baby.
I think it's more likely to see the Kodo upgrade and Lightning Orb, but you never know.
Yeah, definitely Lightning Orb. The lumber is a little low, but there's plenty of gold. Soin actually only has 2 peons on lumber, effectively meaning that he has a massive ass army. As we can tell, like, it's looking big. It's looking strong.
Yeah, with those lumber numbers, I think Pulverize is not really an option.
Too bad we don't have a Shredder here.
Yeah, he would go for the Shredder for sure, just to get Pulverized and then kill the Shredder again to free up supply.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. That's the play.
Yeah, obviously.
Marketplace also could be a nice pit stop opportunity. There is all this gold for Soin. May want to spend it, or do we have third hero time? Third hero Dark Ranger would actually be really good to have silence against the AM and the Blood Mage both.
Would love to see a Scroll of the Beast, plus the upgraded Kodo aura and the 2 upgrades on the Raiders. Oh, that's sweet damage.
Yeah, there's a Pendant of Energy as well in the shop. That's a great pickup for the Shadow Hunter. Should probably go for that.
More claws as well, greater mana. Oh my god! He has 600 extra mana on this SH.
Yeah. That's a scary, scary Orc army. And the Peasant is like, oh boys, you don't want to know what's coming into our main.
Still struggling to get that level 3 on the Archmage. It's basically a running mana fountain and not more. Speed scroll engagement into map win number 1. Oh, we go Flame Strike.
That means no banish anymore though. And that means staying alive against his Blade Master is going to be very hard. That mage in the front line being hexed, not getting focused just yet. Blade Master hitting level 4. Goes for the AM. Level 2 hero is so squishy. Even a couple of purges coming in with a Lightning Orb and GG. And so, surprisingly, takes the lead.
Yeah, that Song of Ice and Fire didn't work out. Infi was trying his best to hold on, but this game was lost in the early game, absolutely. The mercenary camp creep was figured out, and Soin punished this so hard with the Blood Mage kill. This delayed the expansion by so much. And with that, he just punished the second expansion attempt, killed it, I think, 3 times in the end, established his own expansion, and overwhelmed with mass in the end. Really well played by Soin. I am super surprised by his performance here.
Yeah, that was absolutely well executed. Like, Infi didn't show many flaws in his play, but the Blood Mage being low, and Soin capitalizing like one of the greats, I guess. That's what makes them those that strong of a player. The greats, as we talk about them, as they can capitalize on mistakes so well and won't give you an inch and don't allow for any mistakes. And, well, it's going to be a bit of a wake-up call here for Infi. He can't just cheese Soin out of this series with some Blood Mage cheesy strats or whatever else he may have planned. It's probably time to go back to standard now.
As this is round robin, winning one map against Infi is already pretty big. I don't really know if map score is more important or direct comparison. We gotta figure that out later and talk to the admins. But yeah, I can totally see Infi 2-0ing Colorful, and then Soin might have the lead in that regard there. So interesting start to this $44,000 tournament.
Infi was one of the players who oftentimes was advocating for being able to switch in between games in a series. I doubt that that's possible. Normally in every tournament this is not allowed, but some tournaments have some weird rules. So could that be a thing? Is he going to be switching to Night Elf now? But again, this
I don't think that's possible, no. We go into Twisted Meadows.
Oh, nice. Wait. He didn't veto Twisted?
I guess it's a Tower Rush then.
Is it old school lab creep into Tower Rush? Man, I have not seen that in forever.
Me neither, but if one guy can pull it off, it's certainly Infi. I'm very surprised to see this here as well. Like, in a normal game, straight up 2-army battle, there's no way human can win here. Because it's all so open, and the Orc heroes will most likely be too good. But I can't see a Tower Rush working still. Usually, Orcs got very, very good in defending those Tower Rushes, and Soin should absolutely expect that. But maybe Infi can also throw a curveball, you know, faking a Tower Rush, and then creeping super high, build an army, and push with that.
Yeah, I think if we don't see a Tower Rush here, Tower Rush is just not viable anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, this is pretty interesting. This is also a map where a lot of Orc players will favor the Farseer. Soin has played some Farseer in the past, certainly, but I wouldn't necessarily call him a Farseer player.
He was, alongside Who, one of the first guys to play it regularly, I think. But today, not to the extent as Focus plays him, for example.
Yeah, Focus spams basically versus human nowadays.
Yeah. To good success. So we're waiting for the observers to get ready. We have a 1-0 lead for Soin, the first surprise of the tournament. Infi's map choice is Twisted as we load in. And I guess even like Infi losing would be a good thing for Lin as well. He should be pretty confident against Colorful and especially Soin, as Lin has the best Orc mirror in the world. And with that loss of Infi, Lin could claim the win in this group. But you know, that's a discussion for later this week as we conclude Group A on Friday. Very nice to see 650 viewers, by the way, at 8:30 European time. That is not taken for granted. Thanks all for tuning in.
Yeah, and shout out to our American viewers, by the way. For once, we are not online at the worst time possible. Like in California right now, what is it? It's like 10:30 or something?
No, approaching midnight, right? It's -9.
11:30? Okay. All right, it's a little late, but better than 3 in the night or whatever.
I think so.
So shout out to you guys.
And of course to everyone at work. Feel free to, like, you know, second screen. Don't do too much. It's Monday, guys. Take it easy. Start the week slow. Don't work too much. You need your energy for the rest of the week. Just sit back a little, watch some Warcraft to get into working mood.
Coming into the office with the sunglasses on. Yeah, we know that one. Still reeling from the weekend. Don't talk to me until lunch, dude. It's like Monday. Please.
Wait, you only do that on Monday? I do that every day, basically. Hoodie on, glasses on, don't talk to me. Oh, actually, last week, I was quite annoyed because it's like Avengers time and I'm working at an office for a cinema, so there's plenty of stuff to do. And usually, I'm the office DJ to put some music on. And one coworker was asking, like, Giannis, why are you not putting music on today? Because I'm listening with headphones so you guys cannot annoy me. And then there was just silence. So mean. They didn't deserve it. It was just a bad day.
Great office atmosphere, Neo, that you are spreading there. Outstanding work. Did you read, by the way, that Avengers already is the second most successful film of all time?
Yeah, it's unbelievable, right? It's out
After
for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Beat Titanic, which was running for, I don't know, years back then.
Is it realistic that they're gonna overtake Avatar as well?
I think so.
I think Avatar is 2.8 billion. Avengers right now is like 2.1 or whatever. Is that realistic that they make that up?
I think so.
That's pretty sick. That's a lot of money right there.
Yeah, and so deserved. The movie must be so great.
you haven't seen it either, so
no.
I take it.
Does it say hero on your shirt?
You know that shirt. Hero to rent, yeah. That's very coincidental.
The call boy shirt of Remo.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of Avatar, that's coming out next year, I think, right? Or in 2 years. I'm actually hyped for that one. James Cameron.
Yeah, we'll see.
You're not? Dude.
Didn't like the first one too much. I can watch Pocahontas.
No, it's amazing. And second one has Vin Diesel. Dude, Vin Diesel in the second one.
A blue Vin Diesel would be quite fun, actually.
I think it's actually beautiful that Vin Diesel has success in the acting world, despite the fact that he cannot act for shit. You know? Just someone at one point was like, you know what? Give him that role. I mean, whatever. He had Madonna in a movie last year. It's fine.
Triple X was his breakthrough, right? Oh, what's great.
Oh my god, that was one of my favorite movies when I was like 12 years old. I love that movie so much.
Those were the days of like Kazaa and LimeWire and stuff, right? How many people got like a different version when they wanted to get Triple X? Yeah.
Oh boy. The best programs for slowing down your PC by 90%.
Oh yeah. So, do you know, like, the Chinese stream by any chance? It must be on Warcraft3.info, right? We have 2 new subs, by the way. Thank you, Snowhell, for 15 months, and Cake Biscuit for 4 months. We appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, I was checking it out on Douyu earlier as well, but I haven't... Ah, okay, there it is now. Well, Fly is streaming it, I guess.
Yeah, Fly, and there's another one. I'm trying to load that in. Maybe they're running commercials. Ah, they have some technical issues, so we have 5 minutes of delay. 5-minute downtime. Do you have any questions? So I'm asking this via chat, because of course we're operating with a 5-minute delay. This week will be early programming here at Back to Warcraft throughout the entire week, basically. Every day, H&W, China versus Korea, Masters, Group B tomorrow, Group C on Wednesday, Group D on Thursday, and the conclusion of Group A on Friday. Before we go into W League Finals, that's going to be offline on Saturday and Sunday. Will you cover the show match today of Happy versus Blade? I have to work. I don't know if you feel like it.
Yeah, so do I.
Gotta work as well.
Sorry, boys.
And I really don't feel like we should give Blade any chances to come back in the scene, actually.
Oh, okay.
So
I am
absolutely not a fan of giving him show matches or exposure at all.
In case you guys aren't aware, Blade did match fixing in the past, and he did receive punishment for it, but yeah.
I'm a guy that gives a lot of second chances, but that was not Blade's second chance. He had many issues in the past. So I think his time is just over.
I wonder if they're gonna do a challenge though. Like, wasn't it Happy versus Imperius once a show match where first Imperius started playing with 100% handicap,
yeah,
and then every map Happy lost, he had to go to 90%, 80%, and I think he still won with 80 or 70%, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. Shout out to Michigan in the US. You guys have some great music over there. Listen to Hot Mulligan. They are so fucking great. Also, La Dispute, Charmer. That's 3 bands I know from the top of my head. So Michigan, I don't know, is it very boring in your part of the USA? Because usually from boring towns comes great music.
I
Like
think it's
New
cold
Jersey.
over there.
Huh?
It's cold over there.
Ah, okay.
Cold. Have you guys had any chance to try Undead in the PTR? Yes, but not too much.
I have played like 2 games, so I don't want to make a statement yet. I said already that it's kind of weird to use the new dagger, because it's not like a heal scroll that has the area of effect around your hero, but around the unit you sacrifice, so I have to get used to that. I'm not saying that it's good or bad, but it's just different.
Yeah, and I especially feel the Necromancer, the new Insight Unholy Frenzy, is really clunky. I don't know how that one works. I don't like, how that one works. I feel it's... It promotes slow play, basically, and it doesn't feel fun. Doesn't feel proper. What does H&W stand for? What does it stand for, Neo?
We have a game. Match number 2 starts right here. I have no idea, man. I wanted to ask, but I forgot. Soin versus Infi. Match number 2. Once again, here are your players. As we said before, this is Twisted Metals. The technical issues on the Chinese stream have been fixed. And we do have close position, with Infi starting in the upper right.
Oh my god.
And Soin in the bottom right. And that means it is very, very approachable via Blade Master if he scouts right. Or even Farseer. That's also doable. And especially with the speed scroll. So, bad luck for Infi. Let's see how Soin can capitalize from this. He has a very decent chance to win this match 2-0.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man, this was already the nightmare in the old Twisted Meadows days when militia were still more reliable, and now... Depends on the creep route, I guess, but as you're the human here, you have to go for the lab, right? The middle camp doesn't even give you level 2, the knolls, if you go there, and that's even more harassable from other positions. The merchant is completely impossible. That one's a nightmare, you can't go for that. So it has to be the laboratory. Question is Soin gonna scout for this? And also, what hero is he gonna go for?
Yeah, it's Blade Master or Farseer. It is the Farseer. He kind of dominates Twisted, right? It's kind of rare nowadays to see a Blade Master on this map.
In the opening, he just has so many upsides. He can harass much better against the peasants, can delay the tech by so long, and just the scouting. The scouting is a massive deal. This is a 4-player map. A Blade Master can only check 1 position. Farseer with a Wolf can check all 3 positions. You could theoretically scout with a Peon, but that's something that is really, really unpopular. You want to tech fast. You want to have the second hero fast. You want to get your tier 2 buildings as fast as possible with the 1 burrow tech. And that's all only doable if all the peons are at work on lumber.
That was not a fast build on the altar, right? Archmage and Farseer, I mean, it's a little faster, but not power build faster.
Yeah, correct. And the footy's dragging out the creeps. We are used to this by now. To abuse the AI here so the golems don't cast their spells. And yeah, since this is not getting scouted for a while, actually, just like in yesterday's Thorzane game, this is working out better than we thought it might.
But the Wolf is seeing this and the Farseer runs over without a speed scroll. Is it a fast, is it a super fast tech? Not a super fast tech, but he is teching already. Rock Golem goes down, gets the Lion Horn, level 2.3. Was it a Tome of Experience?
Yes. We got the Tome of Experience. Farseer looking for some last hits. So hard to get him though. Doesn't have the most damage here, and with Inner Fire, even harder to find that right-click kill. Oh, run almost around, and that one can't be allowed. So far, not even a single peasant has died. This is working out pretty well so far for the human. Oh, and he gets the surround on the grunt.
Can he fight out though?
No, there's no way. Too many footies here.
But he might be able to kill like 3 peasants for this. Still a bad trade, of course. Even surrounds the wolves, man. Infi is playing this so smooth.
Maybe he was watching Thorzane's game as well.
Yes,
Saw all those surrounds coming in. Oh my god, look at the experience on the AM.
It's close to level 3 thanks to the wolves, yep. And the grunt, of course. There's no tower in the base yet, so maybe the wolves can do more. 142 experience.
For the level 3. Oh my god. When he hits level 3, he can just run across the map and like kill Boros. Easy. Just needs an arcane tower. Oh boy, this is looking scary. And of course the Tome of Experience makes it all possible. If that was not the case, it would be much harder for the AM to hit an early level 3 here. He just needs one of the little creeps in the green camp on the way to the orc base. And this is 6 footmen, right? Yeah. This is a scary army.
Infi is in full control. One wolf, one peon, anything. Oh, just, yeah, one of these gnolls is level 3, as you said. Tier 2 is almost done. And Tier 2 is just started by Infi.
Oh, he stole it! Holy shit!
Ooh.
If Soin steals that last hit as well... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
No way.
Oh, no way. That would have been the play. And here we go. Level 3 AM with 250 mana. Can summon one water elemental now, walk to the main, summon another one. This is scary.
This Boro is certainly gonna go down. He's trying to go for the lodge, but I think that's gonna get killed as well.
Yeah, the lodge in the back, the footy's heading towards it immediately. That's an easy cancel. Only 2 grunts here to hold off against this. Oh, and the peon moving away from the main wants to set up the building proxy, I think, but the AM saw it. He may be wise to this. Level 2 for the Farseer. Okay, now he has Chain Lightning against the footies. Pretty nice.
TC is coming in with Stomp, I guess. And Lightning Shield later. But Soin is heavily crippled. Look at the lumber. It's 173 only. You can get 1 production building. Okay, he got that one already. But as you said, that was scouted. The footmen see it now, even though it's nighttime. And that's another cancel.
Absolutely. Is it Stomp? Looks like it. Yep, there we go. Stomp. Chain Lightning. It's gonna cost him a couple of footmen, but with the water elementals coming back in, only 1 footy dying actually, and the lodge cancel again. Wow, this is such a massive delay.
Infi is playing this so good. Like, with a Farseer, you want to be in the human's face for quite some time. This didn't happen at all. Like, the Creepjack failed.
A player's force.
Yeah, he got a few workers, but that's about it. 1 peon dies here. And Infi was like 3/4 behind in tech, and now Soin just directing his tier 2 buildings as Infi is finishing tier 2. This push was great. Soin gets a little bit of experience for the water elemental here if he's in time.
Experience he needs as well. On the Farseer level 3 wouldn't be too bad, especially the TC.
Oh, cancelling the clarity. Hurts as well.
Yeah. MK coming second for Infi. I'm always a big fan of the Alchemist actually against this hero combo. I feel like if you just out-heal their mana, as with so many heroes in the game, you stand a good chance in the fight, because of course for the human later on it's going to be all about delayed engagements, prolonged engagements, and taking the fight as long as possible with the slows coming in and the heals over time from the casters. But we also will be seeing some riflemen in expectation of Windriders.
Yeah, Mountain King second. Of course, priests and sorks first. Finally, the first shaman, but that took forever. And yeah, it is the Soin special. It's the Wyvern Shaman play that he did play against Shimiko in the MTW Legendary Qualifier. I was hoping for that on Echo Isles already, didn't get it, getting it now. But the question is the time over for that? Is it too late? Is the timing gone? Will there be enough riflemen to fend off the Wyvern?
But the MK walks into the creeps. He could be greeted with an easy grunt kill over here. 1 Stormbolt, the damage is almost enough, but Soin nicely blocking the way. Saved that grunt, actually. First Shaman hits the battlefield with 1 Purge at the ready, of course, against the Water Elementals. It's not an instant kill, but it deals a lot of damage to it.
A player's force.
Also cool to see, like, just the style that we're witnessing right now, right? This meta used to be dominated by Blade Master, Shadowhunter, Raider Walker against AM and MK, yes, but then only mass casters. And nowadays we have something completely different. Windriders, Shaman, Farseer, TC.
It's almost an entire different unit composition or army composition, except grunts. Instead of Raiders, we get Wyvern. Instead of Walkers, we get Shaman. Instead of Blade Master, we get Farseer. Instead of Shadowhunter, we get TC. That is indeed cool.
The pick-off potential with the Stomp,
Player's
possibly
forces are
Lightning
under
Shield, and
attack.
Wind Riders is really high. But normally you want to look for short spurts of damage and then back off after a while once the slow starts kicking in. But slow is actually not even here yet. Oh, the TC in the middle of everything. Lining up, trying to the perfect Stomp. We have this Purge coming against the rifles as well. That's basically lockdown against these units, slowing them down by so much. And now the speed stroll moving forward. Is he looking for the AM kill with a Stomp? A surround could be doable, but no, only going after the casters here with the Wind Riders.
Lots of purges used already. He has one shaman left, but I don't think he has enough mana. The water elementals were dispelled really quickly. I like that. So the Wyvern reigns supreme and get at least one more kill. There we go. Priests not in high numbers anymore.
Getting the aura here on the level 2 TC also really nice for more movement speed. Makes it easier to chase or escape with this army. TC still full mana. Really surprised we didn't see any stomps just yet. Especially the AM earlier was basically begging for a surround.
Farseer, level 2.6, more Shaman, more Wyvern, getting closer to 50 Infi as well here. But since the... Oh, Lightning Shield Stomp now! This would be perfect! Oh, he dispels the Lightning Shield before. Does he have mana for another one? No, so it's not the mass AoE combo that we see. And the TC is surrounded now. Can he fight out?
Gives up that surround though quickly again. Next Stomp coming in. The next Rifleman falls with this. That's basically all the anti-air. We have a single Water Elemental left. And that one is going to be standing pretty strong here as there's no purges against it at the moment. I say that as the next Shaman's coming in.
Dude, Soin is playing a great mid-game after this disastrous early and took the lead now. We get Gyrocopters against this, and I think that's a decent thing to do. But will it be a savior? There is decent anti-air with the Shaman and with the Wyverns, all single target of course, and usually you have flying machines in masses. But this rifle caster army for Infi didn't work at all.
And it's an interesting choice here. He's not going for any sorceresses either. Usually that's one of the strongest weapons that human has against Orc. But sorceresses are kind of weird against Farseer because they waste so much slow on the wolves. And when you go for rifles as well, you don't have infinite number of sorceresses. You don't have endless slow. So I kind of like the choice actually of not going for Sorks. But that makes these Wind Riders way more viable. And the micro potential for them is much greater.
So 3 gyros out. What I like by Soin is that he ignores all the footmen. They don't really do damage to anything that Soin has. So why not leave them? It's 8 supply that's soaked up that are not rifle casters or gyros. And it's not much experience anyway.
Soin is super rich, by the way. He had almost 1,000 gold there a moment ago until he made the Orc Burrower and the War Mill. Gyrocopters doing a good job scouting over here. Knowing now where the Orc is, and the TC hits level 3. Rune Bracers, not bad against the Stormbolt. Gonna protect the TC a little bit better now.
Bad
Double
Riders.
level.
Oh, Bad Riders against the gyros.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
think of it. I did not think of it. I haven't seen Bad Riders in, I don't know, weeks or months.
How much splash damage do they do again? I
player's
think it's like
forces are
150 or
under
something.
attack.
It's a lot.
Yeah, Gyrocopters are usually some of the best anti-air in the game, but Bad Riders come at them really, really hard. Unless you split like a god.
MK.
Really good zoning with these flying machines.
Yeah.
Scouting and zoning at the same time, and I think Soin is playing a little too scared against these couple of gyros.
Yeah, I think he just wants two bats to be able to kill like 3 gyros, and then he can pick them up with the rest of the army. The remaining ones.
A player's forces
1 is
are
seemingly
under
not
attack.
enough, but 2 should be fine, and now he can be more aggressive.
MK was power creeping though, along with the AM getting the next big item. Staff of Silence. Oh my god, if you can hit all the Shaman at the same time, this would be amazing. Or also, against the TC, this is really good. But then again, if it's on the TC, that can easily be getting purged as well for the Dispel.
Infi
And
for
Soin.
once lost vision of Soin, has to use the TP now. Is there Stun coming in. Nope. First... I was about to say detonate. No, it's not detonate. First
So one
Bad Rider
rider
explosion.
lost to the Stormbolt. And Soin once again didn't want to commit to a fight. Of course, militia support is going to be very strong in the main base. Oh, the Bad Rider, boom!
Oh, the next one's gonna kill them. Oh, nicely done by Soin. And here we have it. Lightning shield into Storm and Chain Lightning rattling through. Thank God he had a heal scroll. Otherwise, it would have been significant damage. He's going for it again. Staff of Silence, Dispel, Lightning shield as well. Here comes the stun. There's the other one. Yeah, double lightning once more with the shield and the lightning strike from the Farseer. This is looking good for Soin.
I think this is the way Blizzard intended this spell to be used. One big tank in the front with a lightning shield on top. It looks really killer. And the TC now hitting with all those kills, his level 4 as well. But at the same time, Soin losing plenty of his own units, dropping down to 43 supply now only. We have the human down at 41 as well. Pretty scrappy engagement here. Another Stomp coming in, but not too much follow-up damage anymore.
True, needs another lightning shield, but everything was silenced. As you said when this item dropped, silence against the Shaman is really good.
MK would love some more Stormbolts here, but low on mana right now. TC falling back. This aura level 2 making the Shaman very quick. Alright, both players licking their wounds. 38 supply for the human against the 38 for Soin as well. Neck and neck, I guess we can say. But I would suggest that these human 0 do scale better moving into the later stages. But then again, Water Elementals, how heavily can you rely on them against the Shaman?
Kind of an interesting question what the army composition later will be, because Soin is switching it up. No Wyvern anymore, he's going Raiders. So Raider Shaman. This means the Rifleman will not be as effective anymore. So what's he going to do then? Also, the Gyrocopters are useless. He needs Sorks now. And the AoE scales very nicely for Soin. He has a level 4 TC, level 4 Farseer, and these level 3 upgrades on level 5 will be insane. Here we go again. Storm, Lightning Shield, no Dispel this time.
Coming in now though with it, and actually the Water Elementals here at level 3 are really hard to dispel, and guess what? Silence still on the Shaman. Soin perhaps with a bit too eager of an engagement heading into this human main so far is not looking good for him, as he's gonna lose another grunt here possibly with the badge. He certainly will, and all this malicious support, and Infi seems to be taking charge of this game now.
Yeah, maybe
with a Storm Lightning Shield again. He's finding a few Footman kills, but these are only Footmen. They don't really matter too much. Stormbolt now onto him. He didn't have the Rune Braces anymore. He sold them earlier. TP has to be transferred, but he's safe. He's not dead just yet at 250 HP. No more Stomp to be used either. Chain Lightning finds one more kill, and then the TP out by Soin, but not before losing one more grunt.
Infi is so strong in these holes, and maybe Soin should realize this, that attacking into the human base is not the right thing to do, but rather expand? It sounds kind of weird, but maybe go for the bottom left.
Just to make sure, by the way, did you unmute yourself earlier?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Just making sure. So basically all heroes are approaching level 5 here. I'm usually a massive fan of level 3 wolves, but we do have a lot of dispel against them, don't we? We also have flying machines. Flying machines give detection. Detection is very important against level 3 wolves. And of course, MK level 5. That is a no-brainer. That hero is amazing on level 5, but the TC is as well. Level 3 Stomp is, I think, the best level 3 spell in the game.
Oh, really? How much stun is it?
I may have mentioned this once or twice before.
Yeah, I heard about it.
It's an AoE stun for 5 seconds.
5 seconds AoE!
AoE stun! And I think the cooldown is like 8 seconds or whatever. So it's like more than 50% uptime.
And you can't dispel it.
You can't even dispel it, Neo!
Wow.
Can't even dispel it. But of course, TC is a rather low mana hero. He would love to get some Penance of Energy. But honestly, the inventory is looking pretty slim here. Nothing on the Farseer. TC with only a Ring of Reach and Ring of Protection and the Gauntlets. Whereas there's not even enough inventory space, it almost seems like, on Infi's side. Finding the Khadgar's Gem, which for the AM I guess isn't too bad. Or even the MK making him ultra tank. That would get him up to 1650 HP. Holy shit.
Expansion for Infi in the upper right. Will Soin scout and punish this? Is he in the position to scout and punish this? 50 supply for both, but as we saw, 5 heroes for Infi. 4-4 for Soin. He needs another creep
A
spot.
player's forces are under attack.
There's a creep camp right there. Or he could just purge a water elemental. That's also his level up. There is one Ellie ready. Oh, but this is looking like a little bottleneck that usually orcs don't like to go into too much. It's level 5 for the TC, but one raider is lost already. Fighting against Stormbolt level 3 without Spirit Link, man. Ooh, that's painful.
Okay, long distance mining starts. Or the new Great Hall. Infi is ahead in bases, breaking upkeep now that he established this town hall and also towers.
Feels like Soin is pretty much all in, right? He has to like win a big fight very, very soon. Because the expansion is rolling now. And of course, mains are gonna expire. Soin, you need to get something done. He's gonna get level 5 Farseer here. I hope he goes Wolves. I think that's a much better spell, although we've been seeing more and more Chain Lightning recently.
It is Chain Lightning. I am an advocate of that. Don't like the wolves too much against a high number of priests. We don't have a high number of priests, but all this clap. Beautiful. Again, the lightning shield. Dispelled. It's not unlimited mana. This stun wasn't nice. Stormbolt on the Farseer was great. Oh! He'll scroll to save him. He gets one more Chain Lightning out. There's 1,000 damage, but damage was done already as the Farseer falls. Now the TC has to do the heavy lifting all by himself. Mana is kind of low. He has a big AoE with that lightning shield, but it's just not doing enough damage. Raiders are falling, grunts are falling. Everything dies for Soin, down to 30 supply in a second.
Yeah, this MK is winning this game. This MK is winning this game. GG. And Infi comes back with a 1-1.
We go full distance in this best of 3. Infi was struggling a little bit against this Wyvern Shaman play, but held on. Soin was a little too eager to push into this base, and with malicious support, he was able to fight that back. Whew, that was a cool game, and it started off pretty bad, to be honest. For Soin, but he got back into this. I mean, Infi had a level 3 Archmage 2 minutes 30 in the game or so, like right away. And therefore, Soin made it close in the end, but high-level human heroes.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to watch.
Fighting against a level 5 MK without Spirit Link or healing with Heal Wave is like, I don't know that that's doable. Like, it's close to impossible.
So map 3 about to be hosted. I wonder what's left. Could be Last Refuge.
Yeah, I could see that as well. Especially if Infi is fond of the MK, that's a good MK map as well.
Room was created. Invites are coming. We will have the answer very soon.
Yeah, and the no sorceress plays made a lot of sense there, though. Like, you were never going to have enough sorceresses to slow up everything anyways. So just rifles and priests. Interesting how they began in the matchup against undead, one base rifles priest, then against human, and now even against orcs we see them. Absolutely. With a few flying machines thrown in for good measure.
Last Refuge it is.
One day perhaps we're going to see rifles in the human mirror, Neo. Perhaps.
I doubt it, but okay.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea against MK and.
Yeah, I wonder what has to change that's becoming viable. A lot, I guess.
Nerf breakers. Nerf breakers. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. They are so strong. Nerf them.
Yeah, dude, like destroyers in the undead mirror. You know, nerf them so we don't see them anymore. We want night mirror, not breaker mirror.
Well, the knights get a buff.
Yep, true.
And especially with the new
I didn't even consider that. What's that upgrade called again?
Sun something.
Sundering Blades, right?
Sundering Blades, yes, exactly. That's going to be very good against breakers.
Going to be more accessible and better against breakers. That's actually okay. I like that. That's actually something I didn't consider before. Haven't seen Breaker Wars, though, in quite a while.
Oh, I've seen an awesome match of TH versus Infi on Northern Isles. It was such a tug of war.
And that was with the Blizzard, right?
Yeah, exactly. They switched to Blizzard really, really early. It was such beautiful, beautiful, beautiful human mirror. So we're getting ready for map number 3. And the first decision in the H&W China versus Korea Masters. In case you haven't heard, 44,500 doleros in this one tournament.
At the last game, it looked like at one point Soin was in the lead and was close to closing this out. This would have been the big upset, the 0-2 from Infi's perspective. But Infi hunkered down, was able to hold it off on his base, in his base for a long time. Was there an opportunity at one point to transition? I think if that game goes too late, I really don't think you can beat the MK. Seriously. I think Grunts and Windriders, Shaman just don't hold on long enough or well enough against the MK.
Yeah, Clap and Stormbolt is becoming too good if there's mana. So maybe you have to snipe the Archmage more, but with the Cutgust Gem, it's not that easy. Also, you don't have nukes, only AoE. It's very hard to do. I do agree that you have to close the game at some point. We've seen this in the games of Soin versus Chimiko as well. The longer the game goes, the better human becomes.
I think that's especially a downside of the Farseer, one of the hardest dropping off heroes in the game.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Pit Lord, I guess, unless you hit ultimate, I suppose. From Focus's side, we saw him utilizing that hero to great effect and closing out games early and not giving the human the chance to come to fruition in the late game with high-level heroes and 60-70 supply. But in our next game, Last Refuge, very unlikely to see a Farseer. This is like one of the prime Blade Master maps. Anything else would be a big, big surprise.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I have to ask Liquipedia. In the MTW Cup, was Soin playing Farseer here? Let me check. Oh, they didn't play Last Refuge. He played Farseer on all maps except Concealed, which is interesting, because Concealed is one of the best maps. But Infi, is it time for Mountain King first here, as he was so good late on Twisted?
I don't think so. Funny story though. On this map, Infi versus Lin in one, I don't know, some online cup did play Mountain King first into Rifle Push Tier 2 and beat Lin with that, but that was a once in a lifetime kind of game. MK first against Orc, I think those days are over. The Melting Valley, fast expansion, turtle up, tech tier 3, Griffin kind of game. I think you romanticize that too much. Those games were boring as shit 80% of the time.
I was just giving you, a segue, trying to give you a segue to talk about that strategy a little. I kind of do agree. Archmage would be better in like 90% of the cases. It could be another Blood Mage game. That does work on Last Refuge, as well as it does on Echo Owls. Well, for Infi, it didn't work too well on Echo Owls, but you know what you mean.
It is much more difficult here, though. Usually you rely on the Shadow Priest early on, and you can theoretically get it here, but can you really creep the Merc camp without an AM? Very unrealistic. And if the Orc comes to greet you to harass, that's a nightmare right there. So I would expect the AM here, certainly. But this is Infi. A fast expansion may not be entirely impossible.
Right. Once again, we have a new sub. Thank you, Nebu HSV, for 33 months in a row. Not regretting 1 second. Thanks for your passion. Thanks for your contributions over the past years. We go into map 3. Last Refuge it is. We're waiting for one more player to join, or one more observer to join. And then we have the first decision in Group A.
We have a bit of a join bug here.
You think? Oh, yes, I think so too.
Yeah, happens sometimes. Is the HSV still in the first division? Second division, I mean?
Yeah, second division. Even they're fighting very, very hard to ascend, but oh, no join bug. It starts.
Oh, wow.
They're struggling with the relegation even.
How the mighty have fallen.
The mighty, yes. Let's call them the mighty. Game up! Soin. Farseer or Blade Master. This altar position, to me, indicates a Farseer.
Really? Why? Oh, right. He's not gonna go for harass right away.
Yeah.
Normally, I guess it depends on your preference on the Orc player, but usually the Orc opening here is Blade Master first into instant harass, no creeping at all, pick up the circlet, and then go towards the green camp, try to prevent level 2 AM. And if you're good enough to steal all the last hits, you even delay level 2, which is the AM Nightmare. You're gonna be stuck on 450 HP without the aura, and you're struggling to find any kind of creep camps anywhere on the map. So yeah, this could be a Farseer here, actually. Could still be a Blade Master, though, going for a slower early game. Oh my god, Neo just blew his nose for like 15 seconds straight. How much stuff is in there, dude? It is a Blade Master.
You know I got a big nose. There's a lot of room for snot.
Lots of room.
No space for snot, indeed.
So much space for activities.
Blade Master it is, though. I was tricked. For activities? What kind of activities do you want to do with my nose?
That's a meme, yeah. That's
Okay.
a meme from Will Ferrell. You know Will Ferrell, right? The
Yes,
Anchorman
yes.
guy?
Yeah, I like him. He's a very good drummer.
Yeah, he's hilarious as well. But I feel like most of his movies are actually pretty dumb.
That's... Yeah.
Back in the day, though, I really did enjoy his humor.
Archmage versus Blade Master. I was hoping for a Farseer versus Blood Mage game, but not gonna happen. Standard here, as there's so much money on the line, and you really want to be top 2 in your group to ascend into the playoffs, because going top 8 grants you $1,500 already.
Footy to Scout, trying to slow this down, possibly, but he can't slow down the Windwalk, going to the shop, getting the circlet. Grunt should be moving, yeah, exactly, away from the Blade Master, scouting the AM's movement. This could be the AM going south now towards the opposing natural, trying to confuse the Blade. And here we go, so this is always the struggle now. How do I get level 2? Blade Master going for the High Priest right away, does it well, not triggering the Inner Fire. And picking up Wand of Illusion. Okay, that's pretty nice.
Infi is not going through with this Murloc camp. There's poison on a few units here. Maybe a chance for the Blade Master to get the Nightcrawl. That would be big last hit for Soin. Oh, that Footman. Thanks for the end snare.
And this is always the early game issue for the human on this map. Mid game, late game, it's really good actually for MK second, getting him to creep up fairly safely, getting big items as well, and quick progress on the levels. But early game, it's always a headache. Blade Master's in your way, Grunts are there as well pretty soon. No level 2, no militia creeping either, by the way. On many other maps, you'll be able to militia creep simultaneously. A small camp here or there. AZ Echo Isles, for example. But here, it's all a little harder.
Are under attack.
Well, he is trying to militia creep this, but Soin scouts it with an illusion. It's not too far away. With a Windwalk, he could reach that. Infi trying to go for the right lane. Cause some trouble somewhere, but he's not finding any openings. And now Blade Master gets this and getting another Footman here. Great opening for the Korean.
He's gonna custom a couple of Windwalks though. If he does want to get, he's gonna let the Footman go. Instead, wants to keep up the harass. Oh, Grunt could be getting ensnared here perhaps, walking into range of the Trapper. That's still dangerous. Finally, level 2 for the AM. He gets it, but it took a while.
Already low on mana. Only 80, and now the mana regen kicks in. 2 Grunt should be able to hold this nicely. Infi is also supply stuck. Nice save, but wakes up the creeps. This Footman dies.
Pretty cool though. Walking in behind the Murlocs, Blade Master couldn't reach. That's a nice touch. Hello! Thank you for the 2 months, as it says. Thank you guys. Our pleasure. Much appreciated. Alright, finally, there's some alone time being given to Infi as he creeps up a little bit more, takes out the Murlocs. With that, getting closer to level 3, excuse me. But it's still not very close, honestly. Still pretty far away. And tier 2 is approaching. Ideally, you want to be level 3 on the AM as the MK comes out, so you can solo creep your second hero and get him up to high levels quickly. As we saw, MK in the late game is the boss of this matchup. And that is the hero choice once more.
Yeah, we go for Shadowhunter, Beastery, Totem. So back to Raider Walker. That was the strategy of success on Echo Isles against Infi's late expansion. This time his early was once again good, but not great, I think. Blade Master only level 2. Kind of needs level 3 to roam around. Double Arcane Sanctum for Infi with the Mountain King, as he said. Time to get level 3 on basically both sides.
Yep. And does that favor someone? I guess it might be, if we're just going to creep versus creep fest, it might be faster creeping for the human even, with water elementals and especially militia support. If all 3 big camps around his main go towards Infi, the Merc, the Lab, and the Merchant. Oftentimes, earlier on, we'll see the Blade Master stealing the opposing Ogre Magi before the MK is out, but that was not attempted here by Soin. Continuously scouting is Infi. He's doing a really good job of this. Earlier was doing it with an illusion, now he's doing it with a footy. That may cost the footman's life, but the information he's providing is very valuable.
Yeah, so worth it. Now he knows that the entire army is hurt, and he even cancels the selves. So that footman life, absolutely worth it. Now Soin needs more time to heal up, can't be aggressive, and Infi can take some bigger creep spots now, take more risks if he wants to. But he's even pulling militia, so I guess it's the shop. And Soin wastes a lot of time running across the map to solo creep the Shadowhunter now.
Yeah, his movement doesn't seem to be the most efficient, right? To Merchant first and then the natural, so yeah, spending a lot of time just walking. MK gets the boots to be greeted with, and the first big consumable, which is the Greater Invo, which is like the perfect item for the Mountain King. Mountain King is gonna be tank number 1 in the front lines. And with that is always going to be exposed to a lot of hero kill potential. And that item's going to help him.
We have not much damage on this Blade Master. It's only a circlet. He found a ring here. Abusing the AI now to get one of the biggest items on the map. But Infi is close.
Oh, he's scouting it with a footy once again. Yeah. Uh-oh, this is dangerous. Is he going to swing south now, abandon this camp? Yes, he is.
Uh-oh. The Blade Master is super low and no heal wave level 2. What is it? Scourge Bone Chimes. Oh my god, what a blessing.
One grunt did fall already though. But that might be worth the Scourge Bone Chimes.
2 heal waves.
Gloves of Haste as well, not too bad for the Blade Master. Speaking of Gloves of Haste, by the way, shout out to Xander Dorn, who was putting in some effort to find out how Gloves of Haste really increase the damage. It's a lot less than 50%, by the way, it turns out. MK not level 3 yet. Does Infi still want to push forward? Militia duration, of course, over by now. And no, he's going to back it up.
He stole a lot of experience from that side with this push. He got the Murlocs, he's going to get the Gnolls now. There's not much to do for Soin on his side of the map.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the lab. There would have been the level 3 Shadowhunter very safely acquired. But nope, he's moving out instead. Looking for some stragglers here with the ensnares. He's got one more ready. These are only peasants, yes, but that means they can't be called to militia anymore. And Infi will give those up. Instead, it's gonna creep up more and more and more. With the MK at the red camp, that will be his level 3 and level 4. Massive level up for the human side.
Captain America helmet makes the Mountain King even more tanky. And a little bit more damage as well, but that doesn't matter too much. Soin is blocking Infi's way home, so this is a town portal force before the creep jack. A little bit of experience here, but the only, like, spot for Soin is the upper left red. And I guess the laboratory in front of his base, but both of that is so far away.
It feels like Infi outmaneuvered him hard in this game. With that now, has the level advantage, has the more easily good camps left. He's got the lab here, then the Merc camp, and perhaps even the red after this. But I think, yeah, someone is aiming for the red camp right now.
It's so cool how Infi got the advantage by better movement on the map.
Yeah, and good scouting.
And good scouting.
No invisibility yet on the sorceresses. Adept training is coming in now, and then invis footies could...
Yeah, the footmen are like, why don't you learn, sorceress? Can you please go to school and learn how to cast me invisible so I don't die all the time against the grunts while scouting?
A player's forces
no.
are under attack.
Oh, Infi is anticipating this move and coming in for the Creepjack against the Ogre Lord. Probably not gonna be... He has to hex the Mountain King here to disable the Stormbolt. Did he get it with the clap?
Yep.
Oh my god. He Stormbolted the S8 so he couldn't get hexed and then gets the last hit with the clap. Holy shit, what a play.
That was pretty sick indeed. The item went to Soin. That was the Warsong Battle Drum, so 10% damage on everything. The remainder of this camp go to Infi though.
And you could see how afraid Soin was as well there before that Creepjack. He went for the TP because he didn't feel ready to fight. He was ready to TP out of there and turned out to be a smart decision. And now we do have the invisible footy acting as a shade. Once again, seeing exactly what Deerwalk is doing.
He is in no position to fight. He has a level 3 Blade Master, he has a level 3 Shadow Hunter against what it's like 5.4 and level 4 Mountain Kings 2.5 levels ahead. 1,000 gold for Infi as well, who's not breaking upkeep, has the better economy for 2 minutes, I think.
Yeah, looks like Infi, little by little, is getting ahead. So it has the bigger army right now, but it doesn't look like he wants to force a fight. Next big drop is the Belt of Giant Strength for the MK. Okay, baby. 1275 HP. Give me some manual of health right here. And let's go.
Yeah, 7 armor as well. Yeah, agility, more armor. And Breaker's coming into play now. And he can go for Blizzard maybe on the Archmage later. Yeah, so and what to do now?
Almost the entire map is scrapped. We only have the turtle camps in the very, very corners of the map, which are always awkward to go for. Infi's still pretty rich. Man, Infi exploded into 65 supplies so quickly. He can go up to 70 here. Very, very soon.
Still has 400 gold. Still can go for items if he wants to. He only has 2 involves. Well, and the health stone on the Mountain King. On the blade we have a heal scroll and an invul. No second heal scroll yet. 60 supply for Soin as well, who's mixing in Wyvern now for some damage. But this time we have a lot of slow in this army.
Yeah. And water elementals. No blizzard transition just yet. MK invisible, looking for the perfect clap. Hits one there onto 5 targets right away. Windriders flying in, but right into the water elementals. Full of speed, engagement. Blade Master going to the back lines, wants to take out this Berserker right away. He wants to get rid of the anti-air. The Windriders are supposed to do this, I guess. And they're sniping out the casters here to begin with. 1 sorceress down already. 2nd sorceress in the front and snare. That's another kill. That's level 4 now on the Blade Master. Windriders above the trees trying to abuse the terrain as best as they can. And another breaker in the front is gonna get chewed up here, but of course the longer the fight goes, the better it is for the human usually.
He's still... Oh, he used the heal scroll already. I thought he held on to it. So yeah, slowly but steady, Soin is gonna bleed dry if Infi plays this correctly. But this was a way better start for Soin than I imagined. Losing 1 raider now, but escapes with a speed scroll. Still 66 supply against 58. And chooses the right timing to disengage here, to lick his wounds, to heal up. Oh, but that could be 3 kills, 2 kills maybe? Not getting one of them as the Mountain King is too far away. Almost dry as well on mana.
I must agree with you there. There was a really nice engagement by Soin, utilizing those Windriders well above the trees.
Again.
5 Windriders now. That's a lot of focus fire potential against these casters.
Big claps coming in once more. The front line is dwindling and dying very soon. Everything is at half HP. Or once again, he tried to abuse the terrain with the high ground here, but can't really get the damage in. Now the backline is exposed. Level 5 on the Archmage though. In this cast.
Cooldown for the time being. Berserker taken out. Windriders flying forward. There's basically no anti-air here, but the ground is being dominated by Infi. There's no question about this with so many breakers and the big boy, the MK in the front line. Now using the Stormbolt against one of those Windriders. Down to 4 now only. And now we have the water torrents coming in. Yeah, he has to devour this. Gets it on the Kodo, but the Kodo very far forward. in a bit of danger of dying as well. And these Wind Riders, man, they're finding kill after kill.
There's almost no sorcerers anymore. There's almost no slow anymore. There's one remaining. This is absolutely insane. Mountain King with an invul potion now. Can the Wyvern do it? They fly past the front line. The Breakers can't do anything to them. Soin's Wyvern micro, really, really good. And this laboratory high ground might save him the game.
Yeah, these late game Wind Riders, once again, looking very strong. They only came into the meta recently, really, that we see quite a high number of them, as the NKs go mostly for clap nowadays. But here comes the Water Elemental again. That's going to be a big help against these Wind Riders. And he can't devour that one. The first one is still in the stomach. He doesn't have the dispel anymore against this. And with that, suddenly there's an answer to these Wind Riders. AM very far forward, in a bit of danger, getting blocked now as well. Has to go for the invul.
Speed scroll out to get a little bit of mana, I guess, on the Shadow Hunter. No mana potion, no clarity running. Infi. It looked kind of dire. He had no support in the back anymore, except like 2 priests and 1 Sorc. But he made it work with those level 3 Water Elementals. That's a really big deal. 1 is okay. He can deal with 1. But what about the others?
And this game is still up for grabs here. Both invuls, by the way, gone in the human heroes. This is really scary.
Yeah, that's big.
And the AM down to kind of low HP as well. I'd like to see some HP given over to him. Give him the belt or something, perhaps.
Another
Infi.
fight.
Yeah,
Inbound.
ready for the next engagement.
Again,
Focus fire. 2 volleys for a caster.
Again, prioritizing the sorceress heavily. Mana situation on the Shadow Hunter isn't too great. Level 5 on the Blade Master now. Way higher crits. That makes it easier to deal with the Breakers in front. Wyvern, they are just dominating this. Kodo Beast has eaten the Water Elemental once again, but there's another one.
Slow speed is over now, though, and there's actually slow on everything. The sorcerers are gone now, but the slows were applied, and the Coda falls, the Water Elemental comes back. One of them now still here getting disenchanted, however. That one's gone as well, and the Wind Rider's still all alive. Dude, this Wyvern micro is really, really good by Soin.
He needs this level 5 SH, though, I feel. Lots of kills from these peasants, and we're approaching level 5 Mountain King.
Are under attack.
Now gets another priest right there. Oh, but all these Wind Riders now in a world of trouble. Hopefully there's no reveal, is what he's praying to himself right now.
They are out of the next fight. Infi is pushing into the 2-1 victory, maybe. So in trying to reconnect with his army, scouting for an expansion, there is none. Main gold mines, 1,800 remaining. Blacksmith coming for Infi now. Not that easy to kill the burrows here, but with all that normal damage, doable. Heal scroll and invul. Is he going for a base race scenario now without a single raider?
There's reinforced defenses, so it's a lot harder actually, to take out these burrows. And Soin feeling he can take a fight. Okay. Goes for the counterattack. No towers in the main. This is easy kills on everything in here, basically. There's a TP on the human side.
The player's
And that will be
forces are
forced.
under attack.
3 sorcerers in the back as well, slowing down the Wyvern already, forcing a dispel. Infi did not use his whole army, leaving a few breakers behind. Does Soin realize this?
Yeah, he must. Was that intentional? Probably not, right?
I don't know. Oh, 2 Water Elementals here. One is about to expire. Gets the dispel on both of them, but the Wyvern are falling. Level 5 for the Mountain King, level 5 for the Shadow Hunter to out-heal it as well.
Has a level 3 Stormbolt here, as it seems. So much more healing from the Shadow Hunter. He's basically full mana. Scroll of Speed aggressively being used now, moving forward against these casters. The Breakers are really missing in this engagement. They're finally returning back home, but it's a little bit late. One more Walker to fall. Only a single Walker is left, and now Slow is upon everything, and the Water Elementals can't be getting dispelled anymore. Mountain King with quite a bit of mana still left to use as well. And one more Wind Rider will fall. Soin dropping down to 40 supply only. Has plenty of gold, though. Looks like a so-called game right now.
Yes.
Almost 1k at 40.
Eliminating the Gyrocopters immediately. The Breakers are coming back. So is the Kodo Beast for the damage aura. Soin is retreating. What a game. What a tug of war. Infi gets almost a surround on this grunt. Every kill counts now. He's approaching level 6 with the Archmage, and that will be GG most likely, as how you can deal with mass teleport on a big map like this. Main gold mines down to 700. Speaking of gold, okay, no time for that. We get another kill on the Kodo Beast. That means a breaker. No, the heal wave is there, so the breaker dies in the stomach. But militia support, Soin can't fight this.
Breaker does come back. The slow is just lasting too long. No scroll of speed there anymore. Breaker saved, barely.
Oh, the gyros can chase the Wyvern now. He finally has a solution to this terrain abuse of the Wyvern. He had no anti-air before. This is a kill again. I think Infi slowly but steady takes this. No, Dispel and Heal Wave. This level 5 SH, man. Close to level 6 Blade Master. And then he has a solution to Breakers. I mean, they are magic immune, but ultimates go through that.
With good splitting, though, which Infi is capable of.
Yeah, he did that insanely well on Twisted.
Exactly. I think that's something we actually didn't comment on enough. How he split against the TC there was actually outstanding.
Speaking of not commenting on something, we have a big donation. Thank you very much, MSILHS, for the 20 euros. Here's some money to buy your own scrambled egg. Can't send more photos, ain't it all. Keep up with the great work. He sent us a photo on Twitter, how he prepared his scrambled eggs while watching our broadcast, as it is early hours here. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed your eggs.
So, we are, what is it, 21 minutes, 21 and a half minutes, I think it is usually, into the game, which means main gold mines are expired. No more income aside from a little bit of long distance mining, and this is always a big advantage for the human. Human has free recovery with the healing from the priests and the mana aura from the AM, whereas the orc usually relies on heal salves and clarities, and those are gonna be very rare right now. Soin seems to be on the clock. Trading should be going in Infi's favor, and he gets the first pick off here for free again.
Heal scroll. The consumables go to Soin. He seems confident now. Speed scroll engagement. How can he deal with the gyrocopters? Will he go to level 6 for the Blade Storm? Shadow Hunter far in the back. Could be attacked by breakers to burn his mana. I don't think it's a good position for him here. Wyvern are falling, but he takes out the gyros fast enough. Shadow Hunter catches the Stormbolt, and now he's getting burned by the breakers' feedback.
Here comes the heal wave, but the next Stormbolt could be his end. However, there's not enough
level
mana for that at the
6,
moment.
Blade Storm, insane damage. Could be a quad kill. Infi is splitting, but everything is low. He got like 5 kills with this.
Stormbolt, focus. SH will not be making it out of this one. There's level 6 for the AM as well. But with the second hero dead, this must be the end for Soin, as he's starting to lose everything else as well. Rated down, grunt down, and a walker for good measure. MK actually getting close to his own level 6, and that's the GG, and Infi will fight his way back in this series.
What a strong performance by Soin, but this is exactly what makes Infi so strong. Rarely any mistakes in this long, worn-out games. It doesn't matter for him if the game goes 10 minutes, 15, 20, 30. He is just rock solid. And in the end, takes it. He loves to bleed his opponents dry, and this is kind of what happens there. Soin maybe losing a few too many units there. I think he was far behind before he started this Wyvern play. The Wyvern brought him back, but Infi found the solution.
Yeah. And it was really good Wyvern control. Like, I was really impressed with the micro buff, the trees and such. That was actually, like, outstanding. But not quite good enough. The water elementals level 3 especially making a big difference. He was trying to prioritize picking them out quickly as if he could with the spells and devours and so on. But yeah, Infi just a little too solid there. The cheese strat in the first game didn't work, but the rest, very convincing.
Yeah. A series that went for 1.5 hours, and now Soin has to play another game right away. The next one is Soin versus Lin. An Orc mirror. Soin with a very good performance today, but Lin is the king in this matchup. We'll see in what shape he is, as it is kind of a question mark. So stay tuned, as another game is coming up. Another game. We're going into German casts again. With the Back to Warcraft morning show here on the beautiful Monday. Stay tuned, guys. We're coming back with H&W China versus Korean Masters for $44,500.